As per usual, we're live. I was just playing and having a good time here. I was doing a lot of things today. I ran across some people in Wegmans, which is a high-end foo-foo store, but it's a shopping center. But they have very high-end stuff. You want to spend money in a supermarket, you go there. First, we're gonna play our song. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Lead us not to temptation. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. To judgment, save us from evil.
keep looking in the world. Oh, teach me, little brother, golden hair. I gotta tell you, they're full of hate. Where we draw. Told them parable of the Good Samaritan. Oh, they look down on him. Oh, was a man by robbers left naked in the gutter when the priest came, and they saw him, they crossed the road. There he lay in wounds and blood. All the priests walked past above, and when the Samaritan came down the road, now you couldn't tell what the man who was naked on the road. And he was his man who was unclean, according to the man who walked by the wounded of the city. Passion, it takes any shape. Well, he helped him into town, paid for his room, gave him some money, and he left. Old guy, if there's any more left on his bill, I'll gladly take care of it when I come back to this place. Can have all the faith in Montana. Tell this mountain to get up and Granite and Lake. Oh, your faith could be great, but if you don't have love for your brother, you ain't safe.
I could do that forever. I just keep going. Because I get into the groove, you know, like Grand Funk said. When they writ that Christian album, I had a feeling I couldn't let go. You ride that wave till you get knocked off. Moses was right up there with God writing the Ten Commandments by God, the finger of God. He was up there 40 days. And Israel camped down at the bottom of the mountain, asked Aaron to make them a god to go before them, because they don't know what happened to this Moses. Now, they didn't call him this fellow, which maybe the New Testament says Stephen, who was the first martyr, whose clothes, the men who killed him, were left at Paul's feet, Saul's feet at the time. Jesus hadn't changed his name yet to Paul. On the road to Damascus, with a pocket full of writs of law, whereas he could remand prisoners in Jerusalem or remand people into his custody who believed in Christ, or he believed were against the true faith, which Now, of course, he found out what the true faith was very shortly, but until he had his eyes opened, he thought the true faith was Judaism without Christ. Well, anyway, I was, I had Paul listening to his teachings for hours, maybe, I don't know, and it kind of tightened me. I don't know. I don't know, but I was. I felt the weight of his teachings. Let's put it that way. I felt the burden of his teachings. You can't take all the teachings out of context. I mean, not even that they have anything to do with each other, which they do, but you can't you can't learn a lesson out of the Bible and apply it directly without having everything included. You got to have everything in the Bible. You can't just pull things out there and lies the heathen, whatever. But the Bible is all self-reliant. And the man who wrote that essay, Ralph Waldo Emerson, was a minister. He didn't happen to believe in the Eucharist, the communion. I was speaking to Jeff. This guy, now, I try to study the Bible, whatever. Jeff lives it. He doesn't know much about the Bible, but he lives the Bible. He really does. Like, he works in a thrift store where they give away clothes and whatever because they get this stuff for free. So they give it away to people in need. And he says when the old ladies are working in the store, they're very, let's say, greedy. They don't want to give anybody anything. They want them to sign books. They feel like the stuff is theirs, which it isn't. It's just that they happen to be the ones who are supposed to be distributing the things. But they act like it's their own things, and they just don't want to give it away. And then they start questioning. Like, there was a woman who was theoretically pregnant, and they were supposed to give her some baby oils. Like, how do we know she's pregnant? How could a Christian ask us a thing like that? It doesn't matter whether she's pregnant or not. Give her the stuff. Who cares? If she's going to give it to someone who needs it, then that's going to a good place. Because it teaches you, Paul teaches that, in what letter, I don't remember. It's probably Galatians or Romans. Because Hebrews is a lot about the law. But anyway, Paul teaches that if somebody's hungry and they need, food and sustenance, you don't pray for them and wish them good luck and send them away still in need. But these poor old ladies in the place, they have this, like my grandmother was the same way, but they just hate to give things up. They don't have that generous spirit. Nope, it's something you have to develop or be born with or be blessed with. But that beneficent spirit of being able to be generous and just give, even to the point where you give away, if somebody sues you for your coat, you give them your cloak as well. I mean, to the point of you impoverish yourself helping somebody else out, but you never do that. You never impoverish yourself by helping someone in need. Never, ever. It doesn't happen. Because you're not impoverished. You may be impoverished on this planet, but you are building riches in heaven. It's just the right thing to do. I got contacted the Islam, Why Islam, I think it's called. And I had written them a while ago. I did write them. Anyway, I asked them about whatever Islam, the fact that Islam, Muhammad, whatever, only had 2 miracles attributed to himself, dividing the moon. Well, she's got some long harangue about dividing the moon. As far as I'm concerned, he divided the moon and put it back together. There's nothing more to say about it than that, because it ain't benevolent to anybody, no matter how you slice it or how you lie. You see, I said this the other day. I don't know if people are reading. Listen to this. I don't care. But the Trojan horse. I got to explain this to everybody. Anybody who's ever heard of the Trojan horse thinks they know the whole story. Everybody thinks they know the whole story of everything just by knowing a piece of the story. But knowing a piece of the story is like being a little bit of information or a little bit of intelligence is dangerous, like they say. They pulled the Greeks made the Trojan horse because the only way they were going to beat Troy is by deception. And believe me, they were there for 10 years trying to beat down those walls. And they had some pretty good guys, Achilles, whatever. They had some real fighters. Anyway, Dragon Bison, that ain't too cool. What do you do it 7 times? I don't know. It's got to be all biblical, but I haven't even tried to make the connection because I'm already convinced. I ain't got to convince myself no more. Paul said, yeah, well, yeah, I don't even know where we were with this. But reading the Old Testament for the first time, seems like um, it's just every teaching has such depth and clarity and impact on me as if I was living it. It's just there is no beauty like the beauty of truth. Um, it's hard, if it was so easy and so describable and so expressible and so communable and communicable. If it was that easy to understand Christianity, everybody would be a Christian, because to understand Christianity is to understand the beauty that it is to be human. That's what understanding Christianity is. If you understand evolution, there is no beauty to being a human being, because you weren't one, you were a monkey longer than you were a human. Does that make any sense to anybody? We were monkeys not very long ago. Coincidentally, right behind where they know anything about, where they can tell anything, they keep pulling these bones out. They get a piece of a jawbone and tell us it's the missing link. The Piltdown man, or whatever that was, the Chinese guy or whoever he was, an Asian guy somewhere who glued the gorilla jaw onto a human skull, and right away they touted it as the missing link. Come on, these guys are desperate for an answer. The trouble with evolution is it just don't work. It's a lie. They've been teaching us all our lives, and to misdirect a kid is the worst crime you can commit. The Catholic Church was not so reprehensible in harboring criminals, because why wouldn't a criminal work for the church if you're not going to get prosecuted? They did the same thing in England. England didn't prosecute its clergy, and the clerical people, the courts didn't prosecute them either, so they get away with murder. But the problem with all that is it creates division, and a house divided cannot stand any kind of complication. Introducing Spanish as a second language surprised the Spanish more than anybody. They couldn't believe we were making these concessions. They really couldn't. In fact, they all say that they wouldn't have done something so stupid, because why create confusion when there is none? Because they remove God from school, and once that happens, you invite stupidity in, because there's no checks. There's no check. You have liberals right now espousing Omar, who is a liberal, whatever, Democratic speaker, freshman congresswoman from Minneapolis. She's saying to kill all the Jews, pretty much just that. The same thing haters have been doing forever. Now, you would think after the Holocaust and all that stuff that people would realize that hating is wrong. Wanting to murder women and children is always wrong. Always. What did children do? You're actually stating, when you kill women and children, when you commit genocide, you're stating that people are all different. We don't all come from the same place, and that you are better than them, and they don't even rank as human beings, and you can kill them like you would kill pheasant, or like you would kill bugs even. Because the Shah killed 100,000 Christians, said, we didn't kill any human beings, we just killed some beasts. If they were beasts, why didn't they consume them, eat them? If they're just beasts, why not eat them? If they're just beasts, then why not just let them continue to be beasts? Why do you have to kill them? If you don't like what's coming out of there, cut their tongues out. But why kill them? Why commit murder? Because even the Quran says if you kill one person, it's if you killed the whole world. So why commit mass murder? According to Jesus, all you got to do is hate somebody to commit murder. So haters are mass murderers. But who would have ever thunk that the liberal Democrats would be espousing genocide? It's cuckoo-ness. That's why you got to understand the world's got to be coming to an end. Because the last bastion, theoretically, of sparing, not even killing a flower is supposed to be the liberals. But the liberals have taken a really ugly turn somewhere. And here's where they took the ugly turn in. It became more important for them to have a vote than to be concerned with what you believe. The trouble with that is that even the people in your party that want to kill you, you're giving them the right to do that. Because you tell them they can pretty much have any beliefs they want. And if that belief happened to be killing your specific person, then you're not tolerating. You're actually you're voting for it. You're supporting it. You're causing it. It's actually creating your own destruction. Is what it is. It's self-destroying. So a political party that cares not what your beliefs are just for your vote is espousing anarchy because they don't care what you believe. The Democratic Party has no belief anymore. They're just a collection. It's a mob rule type of thing. Now, all the mob is interested in is doing violence. Now, they all have their own reasons for committing the violence. Each one of them have some hatred in them, but they all focus it in one direction. Kill anybody that gets in your way or anybody you feel like you want to kill. And that's how mobs behave. You see, the three most dangerous things on this planet is a fire out of control or a flood of waters. And the third one is a mob, because all mobs are unruly, no matter what. I mean, I could go on about that. It's what's the point?
Beating down rolling day, oh, get a train going rolling all day. Hey, well, hey, keep down, got to love, down, hey, when I say one over there, love all night. Hey. wash their feet before leaving. Saw an angel in the morning, angels wash their feet before leaving. Slowly, he reached out, touched the sky, only waiting on me. How can you look out the sky at night and not know all the way along it all holding me? Won't even the world that I could use love fusion in my reading mind. I do believe in Jesus Christ is the Savior. His love will teach you stranger love will set you free. High over in the sky, oh blue is the color of when if you don't believe. Holy is triumph over me, all my ignorance be like darkness chased away. Hey, oh, embrace the hatred, our song replace the yeah, oh. See, man? The devil jumped in that one. I started getting distracted. That was the extempore. I never did that one before. That's true. That was pure God. that hurt. The whole thing was painful. I think that one was godless. Pretty dick. I woke in the morning and the sky was dark and storming and the sun refused to shine. I cried, loaded his eyes, held me right. I wanna go where angels fly. Without a care, everything's in better.
If I had a voice, I'd be dangerous. But Lord will provide.